I'm going to tell you a story. I don't ever tell this story, but because of where we're at, some things your pastor went through, I just feel like I'm okay in sharing the story. But most of you here, you know my story and April's story. And a couple of years ago, my first wife, my late wife, Lacey, she went to heaven really, really soon, unexpectedly. And so roughly about a year later, I went to bed one night. April and I, we were married by this point. We were in Ohio, went to minister at this church, go to bed on a Saturday night, and I have this dream. Now, I don't believe every dream is a God dream. Sometimes it's just bad pizza or, a stupid show you watch or something like that. But I've had some God dreams over the years. And, these God dreams, when you have these, you know exactly what it means. I can tell you the date, time, place I was at. I remember every single detail. Like, I don't need to go, dial a 1-800-PROPHET to interpret my dream or anything like that. So I go to sleep and I have this dream. And in this dream, my son Jake, we're outside, and it's at night, and I'm standing on like this driveway, and I see this house that's right here to my left, and I see this really bright light come around like this, kind of come around a curve, and then go into this building. Well, it caught my attention, and so I go over into this house, and Jake and I, we walk through this hallway, and we turn the corner over here, and there's a room right here, and there's a window, and Lacey standing right here in front of the window. And we come around the corner, and we look, and I see her, and I'm like shocked. And I said, "Lacey, is that you?" And she smiled, and she shook her head. And me and Jake, we just run up to her and grab her. And we just start hugging on her and crying, happy tears, like, "Oh my gosh, you're here, you're here, you're here." Now people that knew Lacey, like, she was just very outgoing, exuberant, life of the party, life of the room type of person. And she's just standing here like this, just looking all around. And we're just hugging on her. And because she wasn't like responding much, it kind of caught my attention. I took a step back, and she said this. She looked and she goes, "It's strange being back here." And then she said this, and then she looked at us and she goes, "And it's strange seeing you like this." And then she said this, and she's looking around, she goes, "It's just death everywhere." There was some other stuff, but then I woke up. And it so shook me. And I hit April. I said, "Wake up." I said, "I've got to tell you what just happened." And and I've had another experience. I won't share that one, but I had another experience. But it rocked me to the core. And it really got me thinking, it's just death everywhere. Here's someone that had been in heaven for a very short time, but gotten so accustomed to life. Friends, don't ever be sad for somebody that stepped out of this body and gone to be with Jesus. Let's just be real. I think sometimes in our charismatic circles, we look down on some things of, maybe somebody went to be with the Lord, they were at 50 or 60 or 70, they didn't make it to 80 or 100 or 120. But in reality, whether it was 40 years, 70 years, 120 years, in the grand scheme of eternity, it's all just pfft. We want them, but I don't think that, once we get there, we're going to be looking back and go, "Man, I wish I had those other 20 years. I wish I had those other 30 years. No, friends, when you step through that veil and you see life for what it is, and you begin to feel what it truly feels like to live, there's no more death, and a peace that just you can't explain. And you get to begin to experience that, and now everywhere I look, it's just life, 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 life. Think about the most beautiful place in the world that you've ever seen and been to, and you know what? It's still got death all in it. April and I, we were in ministering at a conference last year in Switzerland. I've been very privileged to go all over the place. This place was it was like out of a fairy tale, And I remember we were on this boat, we were on the lake, and I'm just looking around. It's literally like something out of a little fairy tale book. You see this cute little church and these mountains and snow and fields and just this beautiful, I don't know what kind of color, bluish green water and just vineyards and just, I'm looking all around. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And yet in my mind, I'm looking around and going, it's just death everywhere. I think about that all the time. Just death everywhere. Even the most beautiful thing, it's still got death in it.